What makes something timeless? Is it the stories it's been part of, or the way it connects us to history? Indeed, that's exactly what I found myself wondering as I spotted this horse-drawn carriage parked in front of Independence Hall. This carriage was a chariot of liberty, sitting quietly as if it belonged in both today and centuries past. I was wandering through Philly's historic district with my camera, soaking in the energy. Families were snapping selfies, tour groups were shuffling by, and the sound of footsteps echoed off the brick buildings. Meanwhile, when I saw that carriage, everything else kind of faded away. It wasn't flashy or attention-seeking, but it felt like it was meant to be there. It seemed as if it had been parked in that spot for decades, watching history unfold. The horse stood calmly, almost regal, while the carriage itself gleamed with a certain elegance. White wheels, polished trim, it had this air of quiet dignity. Then, I set up my shot with Independence Hall in the background, the steeple towering above, and clicked the shutter. That was it. The image told a story I couldn't put into words just yet. Later, as I looked at the photo, I realized what made this scene so special. The carriage wasn't just a prop for tourists, it was a piece of history that felt alive. Sure, it might not have been there when the Declaration was signed, but it reminded me of simpler times, a time when life moved slower and every journey had purpose. What struck me the most was how this humble carriage fit so perfectly into the scene. It didn't try to compete with the grandeur of Independence Hall or the bustling crowds. Rather, it stood quietly, almost like it was saying, "Take a moment. Remember what this place is about." And it worked. The carriage reminded me, and hopefully everyone who passes by, that history isn't just something you read about or see in museums. It's something you can feel. You just have to pause long enough to notice.